The resilient Jenkins have just been evicted and are now publicly battling with Stephanie's mother via TikTok videos.
No, I will not be taking my mom up on her offer on me and my kids going to stay with her. That is just not gonna happen. That lady popping up right now, it sickens me, honestly.
As well as completely abandon their cats, one of whom was discovered recently looking completely disheveled.
Oh, poor baby, you are so thin.
I know it's pretty cliche for commentary channels, myself included, to title videos like, "Oh, so-and-so blibbly blob got so much worse." And I can understand that sort of generic, monotonous titling being annoying to some people, but for this situation in particular, I genuinely cannot think of a more apt way to describe what is going on with the resilient Jenkins, who have now, unironically, gotten so much worse. Before we start, I'd like to recommend to watch some of my other videos on this family if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, because they're very important for context. But also, most importantly, by the way, subscribe to the channel. I've been critiqued many times throughout this channel's history of being a wild potty mouth who needs to control their vocals and control the language that they use because there are kids around, goddammit. So you know what? For this video, I'm going to try my mightiest to stay completely PG. No swears at all. So subscribe for family fun. No guarantee I succeed, especially with these people in particular, but I will try my best. Anyways, let's begin by watching what Stephanie's mother has to say about the eviction, because yes, as we covered in the last video, the resilient Jenkins were being evicted in like 4 days, and, you know, as time goes on, 4 days has passed, and they have now been evicted.
What do I think about Stephanie's situation? I don't need to say Stephanie who, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Watching my daughter go viral because she's doing such a great job has been one of the hardest things I have ever had to sit back and watch. Watching my daughter make decisions to stay with a man who clearly does not care about her, doesn't care about those children, continues to bring her down, keeps her from even having the sense to reach out to her family and ask for help. I know you watch her videos and you see, oh gosh, she really hates her mom. There's really, you know, I'm not convinced she hates her mom. I'm convinced she knows that I'm the one person who could rescue her, who could set her straight, who could help her come to her senses, and she's too scared to reach out to me.
I just want to say right off the bat that this is completely fucking... I've already fucked it. Okay, I understand what some of you meant now when you said that my potty mouth was out of control. Alright, from now, starting now. But yeah, I just want to get off right from the bat that this is insane behavior from both sides, honestly, because to talk about such private, intimate family life to this extent, to this scale, in front of millions of people, I just will never understand. There's a couple families online who have done this sort of thing, but especially when it's to this extent and genuinely affects the lives of real innocent children, 5 of whom are currently under custody of Stephanie and Drew. It's like, I genuinely cannot think of a less productive, less intuitive way to sort out your differences and figure out the drama than public TikTok videos directed from mother to daughter. And that's not me necessarily blaming Stephanie's mum for getting information across in this manner. I know me personally, if I was ever in this situation, or my mum was ever in this situation, it would always be a case of, this is the most last resort of last resorts ever. Like, I would be doing everything possible in my power to keep as much of my efforts to help the family away from the internet as possible. Because everything that we're being told from Stephanie's mother is genuinely none of our business, and the fact that everyone now knows it, in a way I almost feel for Stephanie. Now don't get me wrong, I definitely feel for this lassie here, Stephanie's mum as well, because this probably is her last resort, and she probably has tried every other avenue of trying to help her daughter and her granddaughters, but as she's saying, Drew has sort of cut off that support network. Which is funny, because I feel like Stephanie has got a lot of shtick for cutting off the support network between Drew, his children, and the baby mamas involved with him. Like, all of Drew's previous partners blame Stephanie for being the one that is cutting off contact and controlling Drew, whereas Stephanie's side of the family is saying, no, Drew is controlling Stephanie. Drew is the reason why Stephanie isn't treating us correctly and treating the children correctly. And ultimately, it's something that we'll never know, and probably isn't any of our business anyways. It's just a shame that it has to end up this way. Obviously, without knowing all the ins and outs of this entire situation, I cannot directly say this person is solely to blame for it ending up this way. All I can really say definitively is that it's a real shame that it has ended up this way. And I don't think anybody can realistically disagree with me with that.
It's hard when you are living in the type of relationship that she's in to admit you're wrong and leave. And I've seen it firsthand. I worked as a domestic violence advocate. I know it doesn't happen overnight. Anyhow, I haven't said a lot because I don't want my words to get twisted and for it to drive an even deeper wedge between me and Stephanie. I hope at some point our relationship can be reconciled, and I'm not convinced she hates her mom. I'm convinced, she's too scared to reach out to me. It's hard when you are living in the type of relationship that she's in to admit you're wrong and leave.
That definitely does add to the idea that this is a complete last resort and she genuinely sees no other option. From my knowledge, I think they both have each other blocked on all social medias. I don't know who blocked who. I would assume that Stephanie is the one who blocked her mother. And if that's not the case, then this is absolutely insane behavior from this lassie here, because to block your daughter on social media and then make public videos calling her out and begging for a relationship with her is mental health behavior. But just based on the vibe of the videos and how she acts on camera, I highly doubt that that's the case. It's way more likely that Stephanie blocked her. But to move to the more pressing matter of her accusing Drew of being a domestic abuser, because that is what is indirectly being stated there. It's not even that indirect, to be honest. She's straight up saying, look, the kind of relationship that they're in is tough. I used to be a domestic violence advocate, something like that. Not that she advocates for domestic violence, you know what I mean. And look, fact is, that is once again something that we will never know because we don't have the evidence for any of that, right? We don't know how Drew and Stephanie act behind the camera. All we can do is hope that their relationship is as healthy as it possibly can be, and that there is indeed no abuse going on. We do know for a fact that Stephanie did used to be in a domestically abusive situation with her previous husband, who she is currently married to in prison. From everything I can tell, I don't think she wants to be married to him. Like, I do genuinely believe her when she says that she does not want to be married to this insane bloke. We're not going to go into what he's done in this video. I've covered it in pretty much every video I've made so far on the Resilient Jenkins, so if you want to know, then give those a watch. But yeah, needless to say, it was pretty bad. So Stephanie's been through it, right? She's been through the ringer. And that's definitely one of the biggest points of contention and biggest points of empathy, in my opinion. Like, I've spoken a bit about how I do have some empathy for the Resilient Jenkins and their situation. I mean, just the eviction alone, away from all the other stuff, it sucks. Like, to be a family of 7 who has been evicted from their home and does not have a place to go to now is horrible. Like, there's no two ways around it. It doesn't matter how much of a horrible person you are. You have 5 children, and none of them deserve any of that. That being said, if there were people to put the blame on, you would choose to blame both Drew and Stephanie, but you can't help but have just a shred of empathy for them. If Satan pissed his pants in public and was dead embarrassed about it, I'd probably feel a bit bad for him as well. I'd be like, oh, come on now, lad. You'll be alright. Tomorrow's another day. You'll never see these people again.
To drive an even deeper wedge between me and Stephanie, I hope at some point our relationship can be reconciled and we can move past this. And I haven't seen my grandkids in over a year. I have a new grandbaby who I've only seen on social media when other people post videos of my grandbaby. The whole situation is heartbreaking and I have no other words to say about it. But I've been asked and I've decided just to at least clear the air a little bit. Anyhow, I am here for Stephanie. But make no mistake, I have absolutely no room in my heart, in my home, or anywhere in my... I just can't even go there. Drew's not welcome here. He's not welcome here.
Yeah, I definitely empathize with that mindset. If I was a dad and I had a daughter who was dating Drew, I would probably want... Oh, mate. I'm not to swear. I don't want to swear in this video. I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy. I mean, just the videos alone where they're meant to paint like a good picture of parenthood, and he never seems to do anything. He doesn't do anything. All he does is record her doing loads of work and play video games. Like the day she brought the new child who was just born that day home, Drew was on his PlayStation 4 playing Elden Ring or something. Here's a comment where she says that she's trying to file for custody and contact CPS as a relative. I can understand how that would be a bit of a dead end. Like, from everything I hear, CPS cases places in America are really difficult to get by, and as a grandmother of the children, I would imagine that you just have way less rights than you realistically maybe should, especially when the actual parents are this irresponsible. Apparently they met on Facebook dating, another crime that Zuckerberg should pay for. But have you, as her mother, reached out to her to offer help? If you truly wanted to help her, you would reach out to her. She's your daughter. It's so much easier to offer help if you can than to ask for help. But those are my thoughts exactly, but Stephanie's mum has responded with she has me blocked. So yeah, apparently, according to her, Stephanie has blocked her mother on all social media platforms, which I have no reason to disbelieve, but I'm not going to make any huge assumptions about this woman's character or how good she was as a mother based purely on the TikTok videos that she puts out, because it's just not appropriate and very, very dangerous game to play. We'll look at one more video that this woman's posted on her TikTok page, and then we'll move on to Stephanie's response to these videos, which is sure to be very interesting.
So today has not been a good day. Knowing this is it, they're out. I don't know where they're going to be, what they're doing, how they're going to make it. I don't know. And it hurts me because I've been going through pictures of me and my grandkids when it was just Stephanie, me, and the girls. And honestly, right now I'm looking at a picture of Addison conked out in my lap. I had such a close bond with her girls. Can you imagine the trauma they feel? Suddenly grandma's not in their life, and they're probably wondering why. They probably want to know why. What the hell's going on? Why doesn't grandma love us? And who knows what she's telling them. And yeah, I am trying. I actually got into it last night with CPS because I feel like they don't give a shit. They don't care. You know what they had the balls to ask me? Well, do you know this is happening? Or are you just suspicious? And I said, not only do I know this is happening, about 1 million people know it's happening because they're posting it all over the damn internet. I don't know how to feel about all of this, but I can tell you one thing for sure. I wish grandparents had more rights in the state of Oregon. I wish there was more I could do. I wish whatever this thing is between me and Stephanie, I mean, I'm so confused. She has 5 siblings, and I have a great relationship with all 5 of them.
Now look, again, I'm taking this woman for her word here. I'm sure she does have a great relationship with all her other children that Stephanie's related to. And if that is the case, then indeed it is a bit strange, because the common denominator there is Stephanie, right? If you're the only one that your mother doesn't get along with, the problem is probably you, right? Not everybody else on the planet. It's like those blokes who are like, oh man, I can't date anyone because all girls are just fucking annoying little pieces of work. I've just sworn. Sorry, the count is gone, but from now, everything will be clean as hell. There you go, hell. And it's like, if you think about it, lads, if nobody wants to date you, the problem probably isn't everybody else. The problem is probably you. It feels like half the population needs to be told that, by the way. But yeah, I think a lot of this video is genuinely, and I'm being serious here, I'm not being coy, a little bit oversharing, in my opinion, because how does it serve us, how does it serve your grandchildren, how does it serve Stephanie, or even yourself, to have this information out there on the internet? It's just grossly intimate and very uncomfortable, in my opinion. Like, I don't feel great hearing this information come out, and I hope that this woman here doesn't get too used to oversharing like this on the internet to this extent so often, because I don't think it's going to lead to anything good. Like, if I was her, I would be making public messages to Stephanie, as it's the only way that I am able to contact her because I'm blocked on everything. Like, I would be talking directly to Stephanie and to nobody else, if that makes sense. So I understand there's also an argument for sort of venting or whatever, but I don't know. I think it's just a personal thing with me that I feel a little bit uncomfortable when people overshare this much on the internet. I just feel like it's not a productive usage of the internet because it's such a powerful thing that a lot of people take for granted since we live in such a huge age of the internet nowadays. But seeing it being treated this way and used in this manner does make me slightly uncomfortable. But maybe it's just personal. I'm not sure how you feel about it.
So, this trauma that she's talking about, I mean, I don't want to say it's not real for her because I'm not going to take away how she feels. I just don't get it. Was I a perfect mom? Hell no. But what the fuck is she doing? And why, when I'm right here, wanting to help her? Did she turn around and say I'm doing it for views and monetary reason? I have a damn good job. I make a good living. I'm fine. I don't need money off of views. As a matter of fact, if y'all want to stop following me so that she doesn't think I'm just doing it for followers, go for it. My entire platform was based on politics and the shit going on in our country right now. And the fact that I just want it to be fair for everybody and human rights for everybody. I never, ever intended to post anything about Stephanie and this shit. I'm telling you, it's frustrating beyond frustrating. And I just, one thing I wanted to address, people keep asking, would I take Deshaun too? Why the hell wouldn't I take Deshaun? But I would only take him long enough to help Desiree get him back. Because for God's sakes, that woman deserves her kid. It's ridiculous. They fucking lied to me about that. Stephanie told me that when she met Drew, Deshaun's mom had abandoned him years before. The bullshit lies that have come out of those two mouths since they got together, it just, there's too much to say. And yeah, look, you're not getting the sweet-spoken, soft-ass grandmother that you got the other day talking. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because my daughter is choosing to put those kids into a fucking hotel room instead of coming here and just making whatever the shit she's got going on between us work. Because she wants her man. Her man she manifested.
I know these are long clips, but I really don't have much to say to these either. The whole situation is complicated and panicky, and it all just sucks so much. And we also don't know who to believe, because these are such complicated and interpersonal relationships that none of us truly understand, because we are not involved in these situations. All we know is there are 5 children here being brought up in grossly unhealthy, disgusting environments, and are being treated very unfairly, and in ways that no child deserves to be growing up in. Like, that is the crux of this whole matter here, and it does seem to me that this lassie here, Mary, I think, Stephanie's mum, cares more about those children in her videos than Stephanie seems to. Definitely more so than Drew seems to. And I don't think that this grandmother has the PR training or knowledge of the internet to come on and, like, fake a personality to the extent that Stephanie and Drew do. So Stephanie and Drew, what they portray on the internet is them trying their absolute hardest to appear as likable. I have no doubt that Stephanie's mum is slightly more real and true to herself than Stephanie is in her videos. That being said, obviously it's not the complete story, because no one ever portrays themselves as the complete authentic version of themselves on the internet. That would be insane. And to be honest with you, if everybody did that, we probably wouldn't look up to anyone. But yeah, this is just rough. And as she says there, the Brazilian Jenkins now stay in hotel rooms. They don't even have a proper flat or an apartment, I think you call it there, or a house to stay in. It's just hotel rooms until they find a place to live in. And there's no way that they have more than one room, so they have these 7 people, 5 children, and 2 adults in one hotel room, probably with 1, maybe 2 beds if they're lucky. And the amount of money that that's gonna cost, my golly goodness. We'll get onto that later in the video. Sorry, I'm trying not to swear. I sound goofy as a dog's bollocks. That doesn't count as a swear word, does it? Fuck. I've just done it twice now. Okay, no swears in this video except bollocks, because that's not gonna happen. That's like telling a smoker to stop smoking and then immediately just going like, oh yeah, no problem. Don't smoke no more. It's like, no, this is a gradual process. I'm not going cold turkey. I will feign out the bad ones first, but bollocks is staying in my vocabulary for the far, far future. If you ban that word from me, I'm gonna have, like, genuine withdrawal symptoms and start doing, like, backflips all over the place and just slamming my face into stuff. I'd be dead by the end of the week. Alright, so this is a Facebook thread from the Resilient Jenkins talking about her mother, and he's in conversation with someone else who's basically saying, like, oh, why don't you take your mum up on her offer to take the kids to her gaff? We're getting a storage unit and U-Haul today, today to get our stuff out. That's our next move. Still no news on housing. Just take it step by step at this point. I seen why your mum was saying she would help you and the kids. Are you going to take her up on that offer? No, and if she genuinely felt that way and it wasn't about posting for financial gain, she would have unblocked me and reached out herself, not made some public post. Okay, so we've clearly got a case of two people, one saying that she blocked her, the other saying that they blocked her. Obviously, we can't say for sure who's telling the truth here, but I mean, from everything that we've seen, I'm more inclined to believe Mary. But my belief does not change the facts of the matter at all, and the fact of the matter is that we just don't know. I thought you said before that you blocked her. I would go talk to her. She seems to be your last hope. I blocked her TikTok only after she blocked me on other platforms. Please don't assume to know what's going on between my mum and I. I appreciate the concern. Okay, so she did block her on TikTok. From everything I know, I don't think Mary has admitted to blocking Stephanie on any platform, but Stephanie has just admitted there to blocking her mother on at least one platform. So we can say for a fact that at least one side has no interest in communicating with the other. Stephanie does not give a rat's ass about communicating with her mum. Arse isn't a swear word, is it?
Yeah.
Arse is not generally seen as a swear word.
What?
In British English, arse is often used as a euphemism or a less strong term for ass or buttocks. It doesn't make sense. Arse isn't a swear word, but arsehole is. Anyone claiming to be my mother and posting is definitely not my mum. Y'all don't know how my mum really is. If she gave two craps about the situation, she would be at my door weeks ago, all in my ear about how I should have learned from her mistakes. And if my mum is posting, 1, I don't know of it, 2, wouldn't be surprised if she saw a chance to have financially gain by speaking up, so she very well may be running her mouth. Now, I'm no lawyer, but I feel as though we've been given two very contradictory statements, because one is, she don't know what she's talking about, my mother needs to shut up, I will never take her up on her offer that she has made publicly on her TikTok to bring my kids over there because she's all fake. And then this one, she's like, no, you know what? She's not even my mum. She's just a random woman cosplaying as her. Which would be equally as absurd if there was just some random 60-year-old woman writing fan fiction about being the resilient Jenkins' mother. Somehow, I doubt that that is what is actually going on, considering how you basically confirm that that is in fact your mum on that thread on Facebook to your subscribers. It's like you just wake up every day and just go, what narrative am I going to run with today? Anyways, now it's time to have a look at the official eviction.
It's move out day tomorrow, and in case you didn't catch on, we did not find a place, so we will be going to a hotel and getting a storage unit. And fuck no, I will not be taking my mom up on her offer on me and my kids going to stay with her. That is just not gonna happen.
But I don't understand. I thought that your mom wasn't on TikTok and that any video that she made has nothing to do with you and it's all just a bunch of fake baloney. Baloney is definitely not a swear word, is it?
That lady popping up right now, it sickens me, honestly. And that's all I'm saying about that, because a part of me that's healed on everything that she brought on my past just does not want to spend any time on her. She gets absolutely no time of day from me. And that is for me to decide. It's not up to a bunch of strangers to decide what I should and shouldn't forgive from a past you weren't even there for.
I mean, in a way, I kind of agree with her. You can't just say to her, no, you need to forgive your mum for whatever happened and bring your children there, and there's no doubt about it, there's no two ways about it, that is what should happen. And if you don't do that, you're the devil incarnate because there is no excuse for it. It's like, we don't really know what's going on there, and we don't know what the history is. We don't know what has happened there. We don't know who treated who unfairly. And as much as, yes, from the outside looking in, it certainly does seem as though Stephanie is the one in the wrong here, and her mum is just the sweet, innocent old lady who wants the best for her family. We don't know that for a fact, and it would be very irresponsible and presumptuous to just act as though we have all the facts at hand here.
I did not give credit to how sore I was going to be trying to do this 6-7 weeks postpartum. Not to mention the mental strain that also has on me. But it is what it is and life goes on and we have to keep going, so that's what we're doing.
Now, this is insane, by the way. She's got a baby strapped to her chest. She's just given birth 6 weeks ago, and she's unpacking everything in the house one day before their eviction, whilst her husband, Drew, does bugger all! What's he doing? He's sat down eating, bologna, probably. Or more realistically, he's playing on his fucking PlayStation. If the woman in my life was doing all this heavy labor 6 weeks postpartum with a baby strapped to their belly, and they called on me for help, and I went, oh, sorry, honey, I'm too busy playing fucking Rayman, so I can't help you. If their reaction was anything other than, shut the fuck up before I slap the shit out of you, then I would genuinely question their mental state, because how can you let someone treat you like this? It's just so obvious that Drew is the lazy lazy bum that everyone thinks he is. And as much as she defends him, I don't know, like, I know I keep saying that we shouldn't judge everything based on the internet, but Jesus Christ, Drew really does not help himself at all, does he?
I know you're thinking, well, what about the cats if you guys didn't find a place to go and you didn't find anywhere for the cats to go? Despite the monster that everybody blew me up and wanted everybody to believe, I never wanted to abandon these cats. But from my research, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but all of the shelters and sanctuaries in my area are tapped out for resources. I wasn't able to find any family or friend to take them while we try to figure this whole situation out. It's freaking sad, and I don't think many people are going to understand it, but I had to make the decision of actually calling Animal Control back myself and asking them to take the cats because I don't want these fur babies actually to be abandoned. That's the last thing I freaking want. And again, I don't know if that's something my mom has mentioned. Oh, I'll take the cats. I don't give two shits. I'm not dealing with her. To me, that's literally no different than welcoming my ex back into my life. You just don't welcome back people that have given you nothing but traumatic experiences.
So that bit about not abandoning the cats has recently been exposed as a bunch of hooey. But we'll talk more about that later when we talk about the cats. Long story short, one of them has been found outside looking like ass. I think the cat's name is Milo, but in the video it looks like it's just crawled out the gates of hell. Again though, more on that later. First morning in a hotel as a family of 7. And when you look at the video, which you've just seen a decent amount of, it's very obvious that they are planning to move into this hotel properly for a long period of time. I have no idea where they're getting the funds for this sort of thing, and I guess I can kind of empathize with it if they truly have nowhere else to go and there's not even anything on the horizon. And for that, I truly do have some empathy for them. I've already covered that, like, it sucks. There's no two ways around it. This is just awful. I got a lot to speak on with all the hate being thrown my man's way, but Wi-Fi isn't the best here, and we're working on a solution. The PS5 is a lifesaver in this time because it's the device providing entertainment for the children via TV. I think that's fair enough. I'm not here to oppose the right for poor people to have nice things, right? I think that's perfectly fine. I think it's a huge misconception. I think it's really damaging for a lot of people to look at poor families or families in poverty anywhere in the world and go, ooh, but look at this nice thing you have. You need to get rid of it right now because you need to be focusing on other things. It's like, no. Poor people are definitely allowed to have nice things like PlayStation 4s, especially if it was, you know, maybe a gift from someone else or whatever, but even if they bought it themselves, it's fine, right? The issue obviously is, like most addictions, when it starts to affect your life negatively, and Drew is spending way too much time on it. He needs to get a job, and he needs to take better care of his children. And look, it's one thing being addicted to your game, right? For that, obviously, you need to have some empathy, because any type of addiction is a bad thing that needs to be treated with sympathy. But in that same vein, you should not be having more children when you know that this is an ongoing issue in your life. Having a child is not as easy as, ooh, this is a penis and this is a vagina. It's like magic. This goes in there and then a whole human being comes out. It's not a fucking vending machine. You don't put the coin in, take the drink out, drink it, and then piss it away. I don't think these people understand the commitment that they are putting themselves under when they decide to have yet another child. And it genuinely wouldn't surprise me if one day they make another TikTok going, ooh, I'm pregnant again, guys. And you have no right to speak on my living arrangement. I can do whatever I want. There's always a misconception that Drew is just some selfish do-nothing gamer, and I'm tired of staying quiet on that. You haven't stayed quiet on that at all. You've been mentioning it every single time you post a TikTok. Every TikTok involves some little speck of, by the way, Drew is not the monster you think he is. He's actually an epic gamer who also helps the family. Like, genuinely, you bring it up all the time. Nobody thinks, ooh, it's kind of weird how Stephanie never mentions Drew. He's always taking the selfless route for this family. He pushed his body to the breaking point to pack the U-Haul. So Drew pushed his body to the breaking point, packing things up for yous to move out. I'm not being funny here, but you put a couple of forks in a bag, you put a couple of spoons in a bag, you maybe take a blender or something and you put that in a box and then you drive to a different location. You guys have no furniture. I have no idea what pushing your body to the breaking point even entails, especially when you were the one with a baby strapped to your chest. 6 months postpartum, might I add. Pushing your body to the limit is not exactly a flex here. It's exactly what he should be doing. I don't care who wants to keep buying into the BS being said. All we can do is keep doing what we know is best for our family, because when it comes down to it, Drew and I are the only ones that know that. There is no DV going on here, no unhappy kids, just two parents doing what we can, and I plan to keep on speaking on that more and more. This move showed me a strength in both Drew and myself. Strength we hold hold as a couple and as parents that are fueled by the kids we would do anything for. We are addressing more of Drew's health concerns, and we will start to be more open going forward, not because we feel we owe that to anyone, but because it's part of our journey, and that's what I've always been here to share. We have ambitions, goals, and we can't wait to see what's next for our family. We have a doctor appointment set up for Drew this week. Well, I genuinely hope that goes well, and I do hope that if he has any medical issues that are seriously impeding his ability to get a job, which once again I highly doubt, I hope those get sorted, I hope he gets a job, and I hope everything works out splendidly. Genuinely, I mean that. Why would I want this family to be in a bad situation? Because all that means is that these kids are going to have upbringings that are worse than they truly deserve. Anyway, now to talk about the cat. I'm sure some of you know that Milo was found by a randomer on TikTok who took her in, and, you know, everything's fine with that cat now, but the fact that it was just abandoned like that is both contrary to what Stephanie was saying and also just grim to begin with. Before we get onto that, though, we should talk about Sophie McAllister, who got pretty big recently for attempting to take the cats away from the resilient Jenkins in a humane and amicable way. Here's an Instagram DM where she pretty reasonably offers to take the cats in for a temporary amount of time. She feels, however, that Stephanie was making it deliberately difficult for this transaction to actually happen. In response to the resilient Jenkins posting on Facebook that they would love for people to reach out to take some of the cats if they live in the area, Sophie responded with this: I did reach out. I filled out forms for the Pixie Project for the cats. The Pixie Project, for those who don't know, which I suspect is most of you, is a non-profit animal adoption center and rescue located in the heart of Portland, Oregon, which is obviously where the resilient Jenkins reside, as well as their cats. Asked you to fill out the personality profile for OHS so I could take them as surrenders. Heck, I even offered to keep them at my home for a few days until the process could be done through OHS. You didn't respond until 5:30 yesterday, and you didn't even truly accept any offer of help or suggest where to meet up with you or take the cats. It feels like damage control and a half effort on your part. Now, knowing what we know now, there is a strong possibility that part of the reason why Stephanie was half-arsing the process so much is because she might have already abandoned them by the time they were conversating with each other. I ran out of breath halfway through the sentence, but for some reason I decided to commit there, so you can enjoy that. But yeah, I can totally see a world where Stephanie had already decided to abandon the cats, chuck them out, and is just trying to save face by acting as though she is trying to home them in a safer, more reliable environment. Because if she's to completely ignore the whole feline situation on Facebook, people are going to be like, hey, what's going on with the cats? Why are you not talking about this? You can't take them to the hotel. This is a bunch of hooey. But if she's truly committed to it, even though she's already abandoned the cats, then people are obviously going to figure out when they go over to her gaff to take the cat away from her, hey, where's the cat? So this is her trying to, like, damage control, as Sophie is saying, and get the best of both worlds here. I was able to go by the complex after work this morning. I spoke with the manager in the office, and she told me what apartment they had been in and said the cats usually stay around there. She gave me permission to look around the property. The maintenance man came and found me, and we had a conversation about the cats. He could describe each one without me needing to show pictures. He said the black cat with a white diamond has been taken in by another tenant, and indeed I did see the cat in the chair in front of that apartment. He said the tabby with white boots had also been taken in by a tenant. The big fluffy cat is still wandering the complex, as is the cat being physically thrown out by Drew. We'll look at that video later, by the way, because it's insane. I didn't see either cat while I was there, but I have confidence that the maintenance man will help. He has all necessary phone numbers and was pissed about the cat being tossed by its tail. And he knew that animal abandonment is $1,000 per animal. More emails have been sent regarding animal abandonment, especially after seeing the video of Drew literally tossing the cat out of the door. Photo evidence that the cat had been a pet of theirs for years, etc. All I can do at this point is hope the maintenance man keeps his eyes and ears open. I will keep checking periodically over the next few weeks at different times of the day, hoping they turn up. The video of Drew throwing the cat out by its tail and Stephanie just watching shows how little they respect living things. The last minute BS video, plea of her asking for help. She was simply trying to control and cover her ass to do damage control. So in summation, it's a very good thing that at least 2 of the cats have been taken in by other tenants, and they seem to be being treated pretty well. I mean, no matter what, it's pretty difficult to treat them worse than the resilient Jenkins were probably treating them. Let's just hope that the people who have taken them in now don't have kids who need to sleep on the piss-infested carpets that the cats are making. When I was younger, we had this sort of compound where all the council flats were, and everyone sort of threw their garbage out in front of the houses, just on a little bit of grassy area. And there was this unspoken rule where people would just put their garbage there, and anyone who wanted said garbage would just take it. And one day, there was a perfectly good couch put on that grassy area that my parents, like, totally wanted. Look at me saying couch, by the way. I've been Americanized by you lot. You need to be ashamed, because I've tried so hard to not lose my British tongue, so to speak. But here I am saying couch and not sofa.
I thought sofa was American.
No, sofa is British. Couch is American.
Because I've always said couch.
You've been Americanized since birth, then.
Google that. I'm pretty sure couch is Scottish?
Sofa is the more common term for this type of furniture in the UK, including Scotland. You're losing your culture. She's been trying to get me to learn, like, Gaelic recently, the language of Scotland, and it's never gonna happen. It's a waste of fucking time, I'm telling you. I've got YouTube videos to make on petty TikTok drama. I don't have time to learn Gaelic. What was I even talking about? Yeah, right, okay, so my parents nicked that sofa from the patchy grass area. We took it in, and we were wondering the whole time, I can't believe that this idiot family, this stupid bunch of buffoons, left this perfectly good sofa on the grassy area for us to take in. About a day into keeping the sofa, we come in from school or whatever, we sit down for a little bit, and I realize my arse is wetter than usual. At first, I thought I'm way too old to be shitting myself. This is heavy embarrassing. But then I stand up and I realize it's the sofa. And then I take a big deep breath and can't help but notice that the entire house smells like 10 people have died. Unbeknownst to us, this wee sofa was completely wrung out with cat piss, and it stunk the gaff out for like a year. Even though we got rid of it immediately. Like, I cannot explain to you the indescribable pain of living in this cat piss stunken house for like a year. So I understand the true danger and effects that cat piss can have. And to have 4 bastard cats in a 1-bedroom apartment with 5 children is a recipe for disaster.
You swore. You said bastard.
I've sworn so many times in this video. I think that plea is over now, right? I've given up. Anyways, I'm sure you guys are all wanting to see it, the supposed video of Drew throwing the cat out by its tail, and we're about to watch it right now. Obviously, the original video was taken down for obvious reasons, but there is a slow-mo video that I could find of somebody basically re-recording it and putting it online. I don't know who edited this video, but this is ass. This is the worst way of showing it ever. Let me see if I can find a different one for you.
Alright, so I want you guys to see this. This is from the clip that they shared, part 2 of them moving out. And this is a slow motion clip of the cat running in and Drew literally grabbing the cat and throwing it back outside. But the cats want to live outside, right? So as you guys can see, this is one of the cats. It ran in, and they tried to speed it up really quick so you wouldn't see it, but come on, we're gonna figure it out. The cat ran in. The cat looks like, in my opinion, that it has not been fed. It looks extremely skinny. And honestly, the way that he grabs the cat makes it look like he grabs the cat by the tail and then puts it back outside.
There you go. That video is way better. Big up Alicia May for making that. There's also this really confusing post that I'll read out. Why am I being told by my subscribers that someone saw you pour boiling water onto your cats to scare them away? That better not be fucking true. I guess we find out when those sweet babies are rescued and get examined by the vet. Now, there's no video footage of this. I have no idea where this theory came up from, but that is like some cartoonish, comical levels of evil. And I just wouldn't feel comfortable saying for certain that something like this happened, because that's like some Lex Luthor bullshit. Like, if I was watching Naruto and the Akatsuki one day decided to pour boiling water over a cat, even I'd be sat there like, that's a little bit too, even for you guys, that's a bit too far. A little bit out of character, in my opinion. I also don't think, despite how dumb these people appear to be, that even they would be stupid enough to allow it to become public knowledge that they threw boiling fucking water over their cat. Like, there's no way they accidentally just left a bit in the video. Oh, shit! We left the bit in our video where we throw boiling water over the cat, and now everyone knows that we do it. It's like if I accidentally started a live stream and began beating a ferret to death. Although, to be honest with you, we shit deserves it sometimes. Anyway, here's the video of Milo being found by a, hopefully, kind onlooker.
There's the kitty, so I'm gonna see if I can get her. See if she will trust me enough to grab her. There she is. Hi, kitty. Hi. Oh, poor baby. You are so thin. Come here. Okay, let me see if she's gonna let me grab her. Hi. Oh, I want to cry so bad. Hi. Hi, baby. Hi. It's okay. I just want to pet you. Hi. It's okay. And I got her, you guys. Hopefully it will be okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. okay.
I mean, it looks disheveled as fuck. The poor thing. That's a fucking sin, that. I don't know why half of its fur is just gone completely. I would assume that there's some sort of skin condition, which was the reason that it was put in, you know, rescue to begin with, or maybe it was a stray, I'm not too sure. I would assume the resilient Jenkins did not just decide to shave it off for no reason. There's one comment here saying, you can tell they poured boiling water over her fur is gone. And to that person, unironically, you might be one of the dumbest fucking specimens alive. I'm sorry, but if they poured, I'm no catologist, but if they poured boiling water over the cat would be long dead. It doesn't look like a burn. That looks like the hair has been shaved off, or it just has some natural sort of cause or some sort of disease or illness, right? There is no way that that is a boiling water burn. But to have that much fur gone, if that is purely a result of boiling water, the cat's dead. For that much water, boiling water, to be poured on the cat, it would be dead. There's no way it would be happily trancing about to people's neighborhoods and just walking around like nothing happened. It would also probably be way more sensitive to being touched as it is in this video. There's no way that the reason the hair is gone is because of boiling water. Could be like fleas or nits or some other form of contamination or illness that is a result of the resilient Jenkins' irresponsibility, but it's not boiling water. I can tell you that much for a fact. Okay, I've just been informed that it can't be nits because nits are a strictly human thing, so it's either fleas or a skin condition. You'll be happy to hear that the cat is in way safer hands now. It seems to be okay and in a much better place in the resilient Jenkins household, to say the least. So there you go, at least there's one happy ending to come of all of this. And you know what, as much as I love ending stories in a dark, maniacal, hellish place, I think now would be a good time to end the video, because that is probably the most positive thing that we'll get out of this one. I want to express my sincere and genuine heartfelt apology for not being able to uphold my promise not to swear in this video, but fuck you all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Subscribe! Bye!